Hey, powerful people, we're here with Shay with Off the River Campground, and she is on the spot. Let's get your question. I know, the nerves are bubbling up.
I've seen so many of these on the spots, and I'm just curious on what's about to happen.
I know, here we go. If you were suddenly arrested but didn't tell anyone until later, what would your friends and family think you were arrested for?
That's a good one.
Too much smiling might be.
That's a good one. It tickles me inside, It tickles me inside because honestly, they probably wouldn't have a clue what it would be for. It could be a slew of things.
Oh, so there are a lot of options.
It's a lot of options, and I think it may be my. I want to word this correctly. It could be me doing something as far as my mouth, and say for example, if you don't shut your mouth, we're gonna take you on down. Well, they know I didn't shut up, so they know I'm
You
on down
going
there.
down.
I'm going down there for that. It could be possibly maybe getting caught, possibly maybe smoking a joint or something.
Okay.
But then that wouldn't happen because we in Virginia.
Legal.
Mm-hmm. What else could it be?
There are options here.
There are options. And then it could be, I think the one that they probably would think is that something rowdy might have happened and maybe I was nuding or something at the campground or something like that, But
Nudie Shay.
Nude and Shay. But then they would realize now she kind of usually is fully clothed. So it would just kind of be some erratic behavior that would have taken place either at the campground or just me just being wild out on the town, maybe somewhere downtown or something like that.
Yeah. So it could be nude Shay.
Yep.
Smoking a joint.
Or out of control Shay.
Out of control.
Rudy Media.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that's what it is. Yep. You guys seen it here first.
Okay, so Off the River Campground, give us the vision.
Just a wonderful place where people can fellowship, a small community where we can escape into nature, have some fun laughs, do some karaoke, maybe a drink or two, but most importantly, reconnecting with ourselves and fellowshipping with each other to unlock a whole new version of each other.
Yeah. What I have loved about kind of the pre-marketing that you've done on social media, the conversations that we've had about this vision, it's all about connection. It's all about putting devices away and really being in relationship with people and having a good time. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, I think everything repeats, history repeats. So I think it was nothing new to me, but something maybe that I longed for that I just had to kind of connect with myself. And as I connected with it myself, it was such an awesome feeling. Then I began to want to share it with others. And I but I read something that if you can help yourself amongst 3 others at least, then you have a good strategy. So this was something more for myself, but once I realized that I can share it and help others, it became more of a purpose.
Mm-hmm. Why camping?
Camping is the best way to minimalize, turn off things that allows your mind to still go. And I'm always an overthinker. So camping allows my mind to kind of idle. It also allows me to detach to things that kind of control our emotions, control our views, our perspectives. So to relinquish all of those things from, social media down to the materialistic side of things, it allows you to maybe tap into your true self, which allows other things to come out and expose themselves in just different avenues from that level. And from the entertainment business down to the camping business, they're 2 different extremes. I know the entertainment world is such a clutter, but then it's like the camping world kind of declutters the clutter. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a yin and a yang. It balances each other's selves out. Yep. So I think that's why the camping, something slower versus fast paced, to allow me to just regroup on what my next direction is and it's going.
So from our conversations before, you have a passion for camping. It was kind of a hobby space for you. And then you transitioned into this as a business idea. What was that process like?
A lot of people in my family probably think I'm crazy because I transitioned hard because once again,
it's a big pivot.
Yeah, it was a huge pivot. But what it was that, like I say, being in the entertainment business, it's a very cutthroat community and a very cutthroat business. A lot of investment money goes into the entertainment business, but it's not a guarantee of a return, but you're steady investing. I just realized that if I'm going to be invested in anything, I need to invest into myself.
100%.
Yep. And once investing into yourself, that drives the purpose. And then as long as you allow that purpose to help others, then it becomes a whole new world. And I enjoy that new world. I enjoy stepping into that world and seeing a new version of me that I never would have thought would have existed. Because once again, materialistic or even just certain upbringings allow you to think more is more when actually less is more.
Mm.
And as you shed these layers, less of you, you expose more of you. And that's the true happiness of just being able to connect with the minimal things, but yet the most of the happiness, you know? Because the more things that you get materialistically, you think that you're happy, but then you find yourself going down another spiral because it's like you can get a new car, but then you see that same new car pass, then they come up with a newer version, and you're like, dang, I should have gotten that car. So it's always never satisfied until you learn to satisfy yourself. And I believe that was the biggest transition or pivot because learning to do that, I now know that I can do anything in the world. I can go without a lot of things that I thought I need, which once again, you go from survival mode to thriving mode. So just like one person could go camping and they could think that their world has crumbled because they don't have internet or their phone. Well, I've mastered that, you know? Therefore, I'm at a thriving point where they're barely surviving because they don't have their phone.
And you're like,
I'm out there fire roasting, marshmallows going, phone probably on 1% if it hadn't died already. They're panicking because their phone is dying. Mine is probably dead already. And I'm still with a smile on my face and the campfire going, you know? I love it.
who do you feel will most appreciate what you've put together?
First off, myself, which is great. But I believe nature in general, nature with bringing new oncomers to come camping. The butterflies are out there. They're flying around, having a ball. We've seen a couple of birds this AM having a party. You know,
What's that look like?
Yeah, they were flapping and singing and all kinds of things. And like I said, I saw the butterflies shimmy a little bit. So it's just like a nature party. You know, they're out there, you know, we're giving it out the all and they're applauding, you know? So I believe once we are where we at and we invite you guys here at Rudy Media and you guys come out and you tell a friend and you bring the new generation of the kids to show them that it is cool to camp and cool to go outside and stay off the phones. I believe mankind will thank us, you know, along with nature. And once again, the history repeating itself, history will thank us. Yep.
What are some of the fun things you've discovered about yourself venturing into this new world of camping?
The fun thing, I think, is letting things in nature live, for example, you know? Because I used to kind of be scared of spiders, scared of all of these things. But then I seen a post that, like, if you kill, like, nature outside in nature, you're savage, you know? So it allowed me to let things live, you know? If I'm outside now, I can see the spider that may have scared me and let it go along his way. Before I'm like more contained, like, oh, it's got to die, you know? But now I'm learning the beauty of life, you know? You don't have to kill everything, and you definitely don't kill things that's in their element or in their environment.
Yeah, it's like you're coming into their house.
Yeah. But at first it was like anything moving scared me. Anything that wasn't supposed to move scared me. But now I'm realizing things move and they have their space, they have their time, they have their whole day in life ahead of them. Let them live.
Let that spider live.
Let it live. So I think that was like one of the things that opened me up. And then just like I say, camping in general, being out in the woods past a certain time where you can't see everything and have control of everything. One pretty cool story, we saw a bear out at our camper. And it was so weird because it was in the middle of the night and I kind of woke up, looked outside the window because I thought I heard some plastic moving. And I said, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just somebody. Then I looked and it was a bear. So I lifted up the window and I basically kind of like, not screamed, but it was like a... Well, Denise, one of my partners here at the campground, she decided to hiss at the bear like it was a cat, you know? And it didn't register on me that doesn't work, but we were doing whatever we could to get it away. And when she hissed, she was like, She thought it was a cat, but the bear looked back at us and rolled his eyes and just kind of kept going. At that moment, I realized he could have got pretty, violent. But what he did was he realized that we were very new to camping
He
and
was
he wasn't a
like,
cat.
let them
Let
live.
them live, you know what I'm saying? After that, though,
Corny.
corny, okay? He's like, they got their characters or their animals mixed up. But I learned after that you're supposed to raise your arms big and you're supposed to make a lot of noise and bang and pop. But once again, those are lessons that you learned after your encounters. Yep. No hissing at bears. They're not cats. Bang the pots.
Thank you for that pro tip.
Yep. Yep. You should have seen her. She was like, I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it. But it was about 4:00 in a.m., so we did not know properly what to do.
Yeah.
But learning as we go is one of our greatest joys.
Okay, so there's a lot of learning that definitely happens on a campground if you're new to the camping world. Besides not hissing at bears, what are some other pro tips if someone is interested in going camping and it's their first time?
Okay, well, I would say it's depending on if you're tent camping or RV camping. If RV, you probably know a lot more. But with one thing that I must say, we went tent camping. We had a tent and retreat. We all had our tents out, and it's a flap that goes onto the tent. And I didn't know what the flap was for, but I decided to keep the flap off the tent, the cover off the tent, because I said, well, it's nice outside. We'll let that breeze in. Well, I knew nothing about dew.
Okay.
Yep. And what happened was we stayed up, campfire, we're having a good time, we're singing karaoke. Well, once everyone is ready to go to bed, so it's about maybe 2-3 o'clock, we go to the tent, and since we left our tent canvas top off, the dew had literally came over like a thief in the night and completely wetted the bed, the sheets, the tent itself. So now everyone else's idea was to put their tent on their top on their tent, but I was the only one who said leave it off for the view. A topless tent. So they was able to go to sleep at 3 o'clock. And then we're kind of up with the dew camper, well, the dew tent, the dew sheets, the dew sleeping bag. And as the dew fell, it was even colder because the wetness now has gotten freezing. So that was one thing not to do. Always put your tent canopy top up on the tent like the instructions. Read your instructions, people, and follow those instructions.
It's not a convertible.
It's not a convertible. Don't alter it just for your terms and conditions. Put it up. And it protects the dew. And what that dew does, like I say, it's going to penetrate the tent anyway, but it gives it less penetration with that up. And they also have dew spray, too. So you can actually spray this mist on the tent. Yep.
Okay.
So it keeps the dew, because the dew is going to attack viciously, either way it goes. But at least
the dew going to do what it do.
It's going to do. And that's what we woke up saying, like, the dew did what it did, and it did what it did. And we were just the laughing stock that whole time. And we were supposed to be the professionals teaching them.
Yeah.
But they learned a valuable lesson through us, through our demonstration.
Yeah.
To do not what to do. To do and not what to do.
About the do.
About the do.
Right.
Yep.
Besides the do and the do not what to do about the do, anything else you'd suggest for people who are interested in getting into camping?
I would really say start now, because it opens up different avenues. You can get one tent and then you see another tent set up and you're like, wow, that has a little bit more space. I should get that one, or I should have got that one. And then it's going to entice you to say, okay, well, I would like to have a camper, because then I could actually have like a bathroom and not necessarily have to go into the woods.
That sounds good to me.
Yep. Then you get the camper and then you're like, okay, yeah, I just need something with some walls in it. Then you realize, oh, well, this camper could have been bigger, and they got the ones with the slides, and you can get more spacious space in a camper. So
and then you realize you've just gone back to a house.
Right.
You're not camping anymore.
Right.
You're just parked a house outside.
Yep. And then that's when you got to realize, all right. Like, let me kind of get in touch with myself. And, less is more sometimes, but in camp, just remember the most that you're doing is by making that physical action of showing up. Right. Everything else that you need will come. But most importantly, try the little steps before you advance to the big steps. And even when you advance to the big steps, never forget why you started in the first place. And that means to not necessarily stay always in the camper with the air running and the TV playing, But step outside, get some fresh air, plant some flowers, see some butterflies, shimmy, things like that, and make the most of your experience.
That's a major key. That's a major key to actually camp while you're camping.
Yep. And they forget to do it. Yep.
Yep.
And also in this camp community, I know that we are a youthful group that is now camping. A lot of the campers are retirees and, people that are set in their ways or people that may not like a lot of noise. Because the older you get, you don't want noise, you don't want these certain things. But when you find the serendipity or the balance in like wanting quiet time, but wanting a little karaoke time and wanting to rest, but then also knowing that you're fully rested and how to kind of rejuvenate and put energy into other things, you just find a balance of it all. And just always remember to find that balance, get outside, and know that there's a new fun demographic coming outdoors, coming into nature, but yet still collectively uniting with the community, the camping community that already exists. We're not here to change anything. We're not here to belittle their methods or their age or their reason or status of why they're doing it. We're just here showing that it's fun for everyone.
Right.
It's fun for anybody who just wants to reconnect with themselves and reconnect outside and just reconnect with the community that actually does enjoy exactly what you enjoy.
Right. So you made some really important points about not dismissing the camping communities that currently exist, but this is kind of a new iteration of that, some new elements to the camping world. What are some of those twists on camping that you all are putting together?
Well, a few twists that I believe is one, the outdoor entertainment. Now, outdoor entertainment is big to me because, even after COVID, they instilled that outdoor space and just having your space in general. So that's when we revitalized, should I say, how to be outdoor and how to give someone their space. So with outdoor, we take pride in that, from the DJing to the karaoke events that we'll have to the even down to the retreats with yoga and workshops and how to camp and how to set up your tent and how to build a fire and how to find wood for the fire and how to just do certain survival things where if you too were to actually go camping and felt that you were alone and didn't know how, maybe you can join us so you can have a tutorial on a small scale so you can take it wherever you go in the world. So those are some of the things that we're adding, as well as giving you those options where when you want to camp and you're not fully prepared with your equipment. So whether it's down to the tent rental or bringing your own tent, or whether you bring your own camper or a camper rental, we also have the camper rental options via Airbnb, VRBO, and HipCamp. So you can kind of get a test or taste of what it would be like staying in a camper to see if you wanted one, or two, if you just wanted to get away in a different environment.
That's so beneficial.
Yeah.
Because I think people see it, they see a camper on the highway and they're like, yeah, this is great. And then they go get one and then they're like, I don't love this at all. So you can skip that step.
And test it out. So you can determine which direction you want to go from there. And also, I believe what we add just to camping in general, like I said, it's just a fun time of camping with other individuals that are friendly and open for fellowship, conversation, advice, help, any of those things, and not such of a uptight get off my lot kind of situation. In all respect, we don't kind of want you going through different people's lots anyway, but respectfully, if the transition did happen, how to assist each other respectfully and cordially and just more or less with love. Because some people don't know not to go through somebody else's lot or camper lot. In the camper world, they know what I'm talking about. But in the real world, they have no idea on the rules that goes with camping. We want to abide by those rules, but be lenient with those rules, allowing the love, the fun, and the sharing and teaching of it as well. So that way, when they do venture off to other campgrounds and other ways, they know the proper etiquette and they also know how to act, but yet you have a world where you can blend all of those together.
So that's a good note. These camper rules.
Yeah, they got some rules.
What are some of them I need to be aware of?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So first,
don't go through the yard, the lot. Yep.
Right.
Because they have XYZ amount of space for their camper, and they take a lot of pride in that. Do not cross
this
in theirs.
This is my
do not cross
domain.
in it. Yep, that is their domain. A lot of them, once again, since they're retired and they have to work and They're tired. Should we say they want quiet time after 9, maybe 9:30? It's like lights off. Well, that to me gives me grandma vibes. When I go to grandma's house, I feel like when she goes to bed, everyone has to be quiet. And that can be fun and respectful, but then it's also like if it's your first time camping and you want to,
You
make a little
turning
noise,
up.
yeah, it's kind of,
Yeah.
but the rules is quiet time after 9, but not our rules, but their rules.
Okay.
Then you also got where, they do not like barking dogs unattended. So if you do go camping and your dog's out of control, I've seen camper groups suggest muzzles for them, muzzles for the
Oh.
dogs and kids. You get what I mean? And that's pretty cutthroat. Now it is respectful to be able to have your parties under control, but for any reason that they may not be, we want to be able to have fun things for the dogs to do, like by creating a dog park with us at a off the river campground, even down to a play area that we have that we're doing the basketball court on. You
Mm.
maybe can throw some skates on and kind of skate around in that area and just kind of give them some playtime. But the rules is quiet the animals, quiet the kids, quiet yourself.
It's a lot of quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that takes the fun out of the camping part. Because nature has no walls. So you're really supposed to be able to whoo all out of there,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, yeah. But so those are mainly the main rules. And of course, keeping your space tidy with your trash and things like that, which I can get as well. But like I said, they do have rules. And most campgrounds, as you see, they're kind of tightly packed in there. If you ride by them at any time, possibly after 7 o'clock, everyone is in. They're cuddled in, ready for work the next day, which is completely fine. I get it. But we want to be able to, ride by us. You see a fire going. You may hear some music playing. You may see Denise on the microphone doing some karaoke or something like that. You may see Natalie DJing or dancing and shimmying like that butterfly. We want to bring it.
Yeah.
We want to bring it.
I love it. And I appreciate you stepping out there and expanding your hobby into
Thank you.
something that we can all enjoy and stretch ourselves too. Because what I've heard from you, not only today, but as we've had conversation, this is really about helping people explore something new, whether you become a professional camper or you continue to just do it on a hobby basis, or maybe it's that one time that you have a really unique and fulfilling experience.
Hmm.
So thank you for stepping out
Thank you.
and thank you for being on the spot.
Thank you. Thank you on the spot for having me. And once you go camping, you never go back on the spot.